It's national meets regional. Welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment, the long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us now for an exciting new path to celebrity interviews, music, rising talents, and much, much more.
And welcome back to Sidewalks here at a Star Trek convention here in San Francisco, presented by Creation Entertainment. I got a guy here. How you doing?
How you doing? Nice to meet you, Jerry.
Hi, Jerry. You're a Star Trek fan?
I'm a Star Trek fan, Star Trek dealer for a long year, and I'd like to introduce, this is the new wand phaser for Star Trek. And it's been laser scanned off the original phaser, and it's actually a TV remote. So I can just run you through some of the little sounds so you can hear it. And it's got a little vibration chip in there, and the different sounds it makes.
Oh, wow, cool.
I think it goes to overload in a minute.
Oh, no, we don't want to overload.
It could go, any minute.
Well, did you like Star Trek Voyager?
Star Trek Voyager was a great show.
Did you like the Doctor on the show?
Love Dr. Picardo. Great rapport with 7 of 9. You know, she was a great actress, and they had a good sort of Laurel and Hardy relationship. It was great.
Well, right now we have an interview with Robert Picardo, and
Wonderful.
you know, this guy has been acting for such a long time.
He did China Beach.
That's right.
If you recall.
Wonder Years.
Wonder Years, Stargate.
That's right. He did a lot.
A lot of stuff.
Right now, here's the wonderful, the incredible Robert Picardo. The guy next to me right now is a very familiar face, especially if you need a doctor. We got Robert Picardo. How you doing?
Thank you very much, Richard. I'm doing well. I am the emergency medical hologram from the Federation starship Voyager.
Now, how's it been so far since you've been back on Earth?
It's been good. You know, Starfleet Academy is right here in San Francisco, so I do a lot of, I'm a visiting professor. I speak a lot. I occasionally sing opera with the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra. You know, I have a very eclectic and varied life.
Now, you actually do a lot of some opera singing.
Well, I do sing, and I do some opera singing on Voyager, but no one with any appreciation of music would ever call me an opera singer. But you flatter me. Thank you.
Now, we're, of course, here at a convention. What's it like to be in a convention and all these people going, oh my God, it's you?
Yeah, surrounded by thousands of people who love you and hang on every word you say. It's a total drag. You wouldn't like it at all.
What's the number one question they usually ask you?
You're not really a hologram, or where's the holo emitter, my portable holographic emitter? And I explain that I'm wearing it, you know, in my holo underwear.
Now, you've been, you said you're from Philadelphia?
That's right.
Was acting always something you wanted to do?
No, I was pre-med in college. When I went to Yale, I was a pre-med student. My childhood ambition had been to be a pediatrician. But now, as it turns out, between China Beach, which I also played a doctor on, and Star Trek, I've spent 11 years as a television doctor. I think they should just let me practice, or at least on fictional characters. I should be able to, you know, to come on other people's shows and cure characters on their shows.
Now, you've been acting for a while. I mean, you would turn on TV like MeTV or something, and all of a sudden you're watching some show and go, oh my God, you're on that.
And I had a whole Broadway career before that. In my early 20s, I did 2 leading roles on Broadway, the second of which I played Jack Lemmon's son when I was 24, the great movie star Jack Lemmon. So I wish that experience for any young actor, to work with a legend like him at a young age and learn that you can be a great success and still be a terrific and wonderful human being.
What was your very first professional role when you started acting?
My first professional role, I was in David Mamet's first production in New York, Sexual Perversity in Chicago, when my mother came to see me at age 21 in Sexual Perversity in Chicago, and every third word was a 4-letter word. She sat in the front row and made no expression the entire show, never smiled, nothing. And afterwards, she came backstage and said, "Well, I think you're improving." Never made any reference to, I mean, when I say there was some foul language in that, I not only couldn't say it on your show, I don't think it can be said anywhere, but on stage in a David Mamet play.
So when you were doing a lot of Broadway and you did some television guest spots, was China Beach really like your very first television series?
Yeah, China Beach was my first starring role in a television series. And that was another experience I would wish on any actor, to be in a show that really had the kind of gravity and importance that China Beach did, with an amazing cast spearheaded by Dana Delaney, Mark Helgenberg. Yeah, all the wonderful, wonderful actors and actresses who've gone on to have very long careers. And China Beach, because it was about the Vietnam War, which was such a divisive time in our country's history, I felt that in a small way we were helping to tell stories that would maybe heal a little bit some of the wounds from that war. So it was a wonderful job. And a lot of the creative people from China Beach went on to enormous success after that, too.
And of course, the DVDs, the complete collection came out.
Right. We recently, after 20-some years of haggling over the music rights, finally China Beach came out with the original music. And then after that, the show that I used to moonlight on, The Wonder Years, where I played the little boy's gym teacher, that came out also with all of its original music. So, yes, I'm having a whole career resurgence. If you want to do a binge Robert Picardo watching, I suggest you get China Beach, the complete series, and The Wonder Years, the complete series. I was a character actor on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock, and I was bald, and Wednesday I had a full head of hair and played a leading man on the same network during the same week, and no one knew.
Hey, don't change that channel. We're going to be talking about Star Trek Voyager and Stargate Atlantis. More with Robert Picardo in just a moment. Sidewalks, theme song, and additional music produced and performed by Gerald Orsino. Visit her at her website at geraldmusic.com.
All right, let's talk about one of the rows that also, China Beach and Wonder Years put you on the map, but this one row, the Doctor on Star Trek Voyager. Now, when you got the role, first off, were you a Star Trek fan?
Oh, I hate to be asked this question. No, I wasn't. I'm sorry, I wasn't. But I have since confessed. I've thrown myself at the feet of the faithful, and I've said, I am now. Thank you, Gene. I did not. I watched Lost in Space instead when I was in my early teens, because I had the hots for Angela Cartwright. But I didn't really watch Star Trek. In fact, when I graduated Yale, I roomed with 2 Yale philosophy majors, and they watched Star Trek every afternoon after work, and I would make fun of them. So now I suppose they're having a big laugh on me. But I just hadn't seen it. And when I was cast in Voyager, they gave me about a dozen episodes of The Next Generation that featured the medical arena, because they were showing me how, and I was knocked out by the storytelling. I thought it was, now I'm a big Star Trek fan. And not just because I put my children through college. I really appreciate what it is about Star Trek and science fiction storytelling in general that develops such a devoted fan base. And Star Trek fans are the most devoted fans in the world.
Now, is it true that you were like one of the last to be cast on Voyager?
I believe I was, yes. In fact, I almost sabotaged my own casting. I read The Doctor and I didn't get it. It was a very small part. It was described as colorless, humorless, a computer program of a doctor. And I thought, well, that sounds like a bucket of fun for 7 years. Yeah. So I read for Neelix with the makeup role, thinking the makeup would last like 15 minutes, little rubber ear tips like Spock. And I saved by not getting Neelix. And I came down to the wire. I tested for Neelix, and it was between me and Ethan Phillips and one other actor. Had I gotten that role, I would have spent 5,400 hours in the makeup chair, gone insane, and murdered 3 people, probably. But instead, they came back to me and said, would you consider reading for the original role that they cast? By then, I'd fallen in love with the script, and I just went in and faked my way through the audition. I made them laugh. That's what got me the part. I did an ad-lib line at the end of the audition after the crew has left the Doctor still activated in sickbay and he has nothing to do, which really burned his butt. If this brilliant piece of technology and they forgot to turn him off like a burner that you left on your stove. So my last scripted line was, I believe someone has failed to terminate my program. And I took a long, stern look at everyone watching me audition, and I said, I'm a doctor, not a nightlight. Didn't realize I was channeling DeForest Kelley, and that's how I got the role.
When you got the part, I mean, like you said, it must have looked like this is going to be the most boringest character. I mean, you're stuck in one set, but when you got the mobile emitter in that 2-part...
You've actually watched the show,
Yes, I know, I do watch the show.
What an interviewer, he knows the show.
I actually been following your career.
Oh, good.
So, but... Was it like, thank God, I got something to do. I'm off the sick bay, I mean.
Well, there are different ways to look at it. I had the easiest part on the show at first because
Yeah.
all of my scenes had to be shot on one set. So the other actors would come into work every day and sit around in their trailer, and they would bunch all my scenes together, and I worked one or 2 days. But then the character became so popular, they had to put me on. They had to come up with a technological excuse for having me on other sets, and that's when I got the mobile emitter, and that's when I started to work an awful lot. But it was nice. It was flattering to be that popular. It gave me a lot of great storylines.
You got some of the best. I mean, you were
Yeah.
like the one character it's not going to be much. You were a supporting player in the background. You were almost an extra. And then all of a sudden, you became the breakout star of that whole show, and the only character, if I may say, that has any kind of growth.
Well, he had the best arc. Well, when you start with nothing, you've got a
Yeah.
lot of way to... And most of the actors agreed that I had the best character arc simply because he started as such a blank canvas. And then when 7 of 9 came aboard, I had a really wonderful and unique relationship with Jerry Ryan's character. So yeah, I was very lucky.
You've had the greatest lines in that show, and how much ad-libbing were there for you?
Well, you don't ad-lib on Star Trek, but you can get a line in the show. It's okay to be spontaneous on Star Trek as long as you're spontaneous 5 days in advance. So if I had a joke idea, I would phone it into the office, and 2 or 3 days later, it would come out on the rewrite pages. They never made an acknowledgement. They never said, what a great line. They just slipped it in. So I learned the routine, and I got several jokes. I think my record was the episode with Andy Dick, Message in a Bottle. I think I got 5 jokes in that show.
From hosts, producers, and our technical crew, Sidewalks is produced by a creative group of individuals. We hope you continue to watch us on TV and visit us on our website. Thank you for being a part of Sidewalks Entertainment.
I don't want to take too much of your time here, but of course we got to also talk about your other role that put you on the map in sci-fi world again, Stargate.
Oh, Stargate, that's right. I did it. Yes, I'm the only actor to have regular roles in both of the major television franchises in American science fiction. So yes, if I've done Stargate and Star Trek, if I'm on Star Wars, I think I win the trifecta.
We should try to get you on Star Wars. That was a
Close,
hashtag.
yeah. Hashtag, exactly. That's a hashtag, guys. And also Doctor Who.
Yeah, you should be. I was thinking Doctor Who because you're already the Doctor.
When you play the Doctor, with no name in the American science fiction franchise, I think that you should definitely do a cameo on the Doctor with no name in the British science fiction franchise. So hear that. There's another hashtag, guys. Get to it.
Robert Picardo needs your help. We want to put him on Doctor Who as well as everything.
Thank you. Are we done?
No, one more.
One more question.
Yeah, Stargate. When you did you ever thought it was going to be a regular role, especially in the season 5 of Atlantis?
No, they introduced me as a villain, and it was simply that the producers liked me, and then they painted themselves in the corner. They'd introduced me as this really obnoxious, humorless, colorless, angry kind of a bag. What are we on? Are we on the internet? Can we say bag?
Go ahead and
Say that. They'll just blip me. They'll bleep me. I'll say it again. Bag. And then they had to redeem me because they liked me and wanted to have me back. So I slowly became a more and more redeemed bag. Mm-hmm. But that was a lot of fun to do that show as well. Totally different feeling than Star Trek. Much kind of looser because it's set in the present day.
Yeah.
And more colloquial. We could ad-lib and goof around more.
Were you quite shocked that it was, in a way, canceled or dropped because of they want Universe?
Yeah, I liked Universe a lot. I thought Universe was a great show, but I was surprised that they didn't keep us both on and overlap. But I think that was a studio decision more than anything else. MGM, I think, would only commit to 2 years of programming, so they got 2 for the new show, and that left us, outside. I was sorry to see it end that quickly, because I think the show is very popular and could have had another few years.
Do you like to say to your fans out there, who've been supporting your career? I mean, you've had a huge career. What do you like to say to them?
Thank you. Thank you for the loyalty, the support, following me from show to show. It means a lot. It's nice that science fiction fans become interested in you as an actor, but also as an individual, and that's a very nice feeling.
Well, I really do appreciate taking the time. I mean, you're at a table and everything and signing autographs, but I really appreciate it. This is a joy.
It's nice to be interviewed by someone who actually knows my career.
Oh, no.
Very nice.
Hope we do it again.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.